You ever get that feeling, like you're being watched not because people admire you, but because they're trying to figure out how you snuck into their world? Yeah, well, imagine the whole of first class turning in their plush seats, trying to decide if you're a glitch in their matrix. That's what happened the second I stepped into seat 2A on that Monday morning. Black hoodie, fresh sneakers, boarding pass in my hand. When Sophia, the flight attendant, cut through the noise with a voice so sharp it could slice butter. You don't belong in seat 2A. This ticket must be stolen. No good morning. No, how can I help? Just like that, accusation on full blast in front of every single pair of eyes up front. Let me back up a sec. This was LAX, just past 8. The cabin was thick with stress and impatience. People packed on the jet bridge like commuters on a rainy Monday, and the airline's payment system had just crashed. Cards weren't scanning. The crew's handhelds kept freezing. Nobody trusted anything digital. But me? I'd checked in. My name was printed, clear as day. Henry Carter, seat 2A. Only Sophia wouldn't let me pass, sticking her arm out and grabbing my boarding pass like I was trying to run a scam. This doesn't look right, she says. You're not on the manifest. This seat's reserved for paying passengers. So I just said, that's my name. That's my seat. I paid. Didn't raise my voice, didn't get snarky, but you could see her winding up for a showdown. Lucas, her bossy coworker, peered at the tablet, squinting like it was my hoodie's fault the thing wasn't working. Then a guy in a navy suit across the aisle. Ethan pipes up, he probably stole the ticket. I swear, sometimes I wonder if people hear themselves. Right then, Sophia says, move to the back. We'll sort this later. I stood my ground. I didn't steal anything. Check again. The tension's starting to sizzle. Meanwhile, Mateo, my assistant, and, let's be real, my secret weapon, quietly starts recording on my phone. Across the aisle, a young black woman, Harper, turns out she's a journalist, pulls out her phone and points it straight at Sophia. These days, witnesses matter. Ethan leans over, voice low but not low enough. I know the kind of people who sit here, no offense, but jeans and a hoodie. And I just look at him. What kind of people is that, Mr. Ward? He backpedals, mumbling something about not stealing passes. Yeah, that happened. Sophia's getting flustered, making noise about payment fraud, blaming my outdated credit card terminal for her system's fail. I'm just breathing steady, waiting for one of these folks to realize a suit doesn't equal a seat, and a hoodie isn't a red flag. Mateo's behind me. Audio's rolling, sir. Harper's camera doesn't blink. Ethan tries to dismiss the whole thing as one guy's drama. Jack, an older regular up in 1D, finally breaks in. Is there a problem here? But nobody's ready to solve anything. Now, the crowd's getting restless, first class looking like a jury box. Sophia starts barking for security. That's when I turn to Mateo. Cruz, record the names. Sophia Bennett. Lucas Reed. Ethan Ward. Accusations made without evidence. Get it all. Sophia flinches, and I say, you just made the worst mistake of your career. And I'm going to correct it right here, right now. I have Mateo text a corporate number, and you can feel the energy shift, the whole cabin suddenly alert, eyes on me. Finally, I pull out my ID and lay it next to my pass. My name's Henry Carter. I own 40% of Skylight Airlines, and I will not be spoken to like a criminal because I'm wearing a hoodie. You could have heard a pin drop. Sophia's eyes dart from the ID to her tablet. Realizing the tech she's hiding behind can't save her now. Lucas's confidence evaporates. She doubles down. Anyone could print that, she says. But I don't blink. Scan it, cross-check it, or don't. The decision you make in the next 30 seconds will be remembered for the rest of your career. Ethan tries to laugh it off. Nobody walks in here looking like that, and turns out to be a billionaire. But Jack leans in, dead calm. What if he doesn't need the flash because he already owns a piece of the sky you're flying through? For the first time, Sophia looks shaken. Mateo points out that protocol says you confirm ID before removal, which she skipped. Harper calls out the discrimination on camera. Lucas mutters about red flags and baggy clothes being part of their so-called training. The air gets thick. Nobody's talking. But everyone's listening. A moment later, the pilot sends a message through Jack. Double-check the paper manifest. Turns out, the system had bumped my name to economy after the card got flagged. Human error, software error, who cares? What matters is Sophia moved my name, then blamed the tech. Now the real stuff bubbles up. Lucas admits they were unofficially told to profile based on patterns. If your clothes don't match the cabin, you get extra scrutiny. Harper says, that's going viral in 5 minutes. And I'm thinking, this is bigger than a seat. This is about dignity. I turn to Sophia, give her one shot to own up, not just to me, but to everyone there. She finally cracks, admits she mislogged the ticket, flagged it for review, assumed I didn't belong. She swears it wasn't about race, but when Harper presses, she can't say how many people like me she's flagged. Then, twist, Lucas reveals they've been suppressing complaints for months, filtering out anything about bias, so no one gets flagged for too many attire-based incidents. They marked them as passenger confusion, buried them in paperwork. That's how this stuff survives, quiet, behind closed doors. I order an audit. Every complaint, every erased record, we bring it back. By now, the mood in the cabin is like the air before a thunderstorm. Sophia tries to call security, calls me disruptive, but this time, nobody buys it. Jack stands up, Harper keeps the camera rolling. Mateo quietly lets corporate know what's going down. The updated manifest comes in. Henry Carter, 2A, Priority 1, verified. The room inhales. Sophia stares, still can't believe the system caught up with the truth.so. I do what I promised. I relieve her of her duties on the spot, in front of everyone, but not out of revenge, just correction. Lucas gets reassigned for following, not leading. Ethan gets banned from flying Skylight, his arrogance finally grounded. For the first time all flight, people are nodding, even clapping, not for me but for the shift they just witnessed. After we land, HR moves fast, Sophia's access gone, Lucas under audit, Ethan's ban official. Harper, the journalist, gets asked to help advise the new ethics initiative on one condition. Her footage gets used in every training, raw and unfiltered. I get an email days later from a former crew member who confirms what we uncovered: suppression, fear, unwritten rules. But now, she wants to help fix it, and that's how the Skyfair policy was born. Mandatory bias training, zero erasure of complaints, full transparency. Crew started seeing people, not profiles. Passengers felt seen, even in sweatshirts. No more "you don't look the part." No more silence as safety. That if you've ever been told you don't belong, or felt small for showing up as yourself, remember, sometimes all it takes is one steady voice, one camera, one act of not backing down to shift an entire system. Justice isn't always loud, but it never hides. So, tell me, have you ever been judged by how you looked or where you sat? What would you have done in my shoes? Drop your story below, because change only happens when we all refuse to stay silent.